What if the secret to healthier plants, faster soil improvement, and a cleaner backyard wasn't in a store-bought fertilizer or a giant compost pile, but in something as simple as your lawn clippings? Every weekend, countless gardeners collect bags of grass, wondering whether to toss them, pile them up, or drag them to the curb. But here's the truth. Instead of waiting months for compost, you can transform those clippings into a nutrient-rich powerhouse in just weeks, without the foul smell, the turning, or the pest problems. That's the beauty of fermentation, and once you understand how it works, you may never go back to composting again. Composting troubles most gardeners face. For generations, composting has been the default way to recycle organic matter, but anyone who has tried knows it comes with challenges. Piles turn slimy, rodents show up, and the odor can quickly shift from earthy to unbearable. Managing the right balance of carbon to nitrogen requires constant attention, and even if you get everything right, you're waiting 6 months to a year before you see anything usable. By then, you've also lost a lot of nitrogen, which escapes into the air as ammonia, the smell you notice whenever you walk by. Fermentation flips this entire process on its head. Instead of fighting against anaerobic conditions, it uses them. The result is faster, cleaner, and, well, surprisingly simple. The science that makes fermentation different. When you ferment lawn clippings, you're not letting them rot the way they do in compost. You're guiding a process dominated by beneficial microbes, especially lactic acid bacteria. These are the same microorganisms that make sauerkraut, yogurt, and pickles. They thrive in oxygen-free environments and work by breaking down plant matter while releasing organic acids. This process accomplishes 3 major things. First, it prevents nutrient loss. Composting often releases nitrogen into the air, but fermentation traps it in stable, plant-available forms. Second, it suppresses harmful microbes, since the acidic environment makes it difficult for pathogens to survive. And third, it preserves more minerals and makes them easier for plants to absorb. Instead of losing nutrients during a long breakdown process, you're locking them in. The result is a golden brown, sweet and sour smelling amendment that feeds your soil with concentrated energy in just 3 to 6 weeks. The setup is straightforward and you don't need fancy equipment. A 5-gallon food-grade bucket with a tight lid is all you need to start. If you can add an airlock or a simple DIY system, a small tube that allows gases to escape into a jar of water, you'll prevent pressure build-up while keeping oxygen out. Here's the exact formula to follow. Fill the bucket with about 60% fresh clippings. Add 40% water to cover them, leaving about 2 inches of headspace. For a standard 5-gallon bucket, this usually means 3 gallons of clippings and about 2 gallons of water. For every gallon of water added, mix in 2 tablespoons of molasses and 1/4 cup of rice, wash water or effective microorganisms. The molasses feeds the microbes while the inoculant jump-starts the fermentation. Seal the bucket tightly and keep it in a warm place between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Within about a week, you'll notice gentle bubbling, which is a sure sign the microbes are at work. The smell should remind you of pickles or maybe even cider, not rot. After 3 to 6 weeks, the bubbling slows and you're ready to use your fermented treasure. There are 3 main ways to apply them in the garden. First, you can work them directly into the soil. Spread about 1 inch across the surface of your bed and lightly incorporate it into the topsoil. This instantly enriches your growing space with stabilized nutrients. Second, you can use it as a top dressing. Place it around the base of plants, avoiding direct contact with stems. As it continues breaking down in the soil, it steadily releases nutrients right where roots need them. Finally, you can make a liquid fertilizer. Strain the fermented liquid and dilute it with water at a ratio of 1 part liquid to 10 to 20 parts water, depending on the strength you want. For foliar sprays, a 1:20 ratio is gentler, while for soil drenches, 1:10 provides a stronger boost. Apply this directly to the soil around your plants or spray on leaves for a quick nutrient uptake. The benefits go far beyond feeding. This fermented amendment enhances microbial diversity, boosts plant resilience, reduces pest issues, and helps prevent soil-borne diseases. It's more than just fertilizer, it's soil health in action. Beyond lawn clippings, grass may be the easiest material to start with. But fermentation doesn't stop there. Almost any organic matter can be fermented with the same method. Vegetable peels, coffee grounds, banana skins, and even weeds can all be turned into safe, nutrient-dense soil food. Fall leaves, when shredded, ferment beautifully. Even seed-bearing weeds can be included, since the acidity destroys seeds. Want to boost potassium for fruiting plants? Ferment banana peels with coffee grounds. Need more minerals? Seaweed ferments into a nutrient-packed blend that feeds both plants and soil. The method scales with your garden. Balcony growers can ferment in mason jars, while larger gardeners can set up 55-gallon drums. The process is flexible, adaptable, and endlessly customizable. One of the most overlooked advantages of fermentation is its long-term impact on your garden ecosystem. Because the nutrients are preserved and stabilized, they remain available to plants for longer periods compared to compost. Over time, this builds soil. Organic matter more effectively improves water retention and increases resilience against climate stresses. In essence, fermentation doesn't just feed your garden for today, it transforms your soil into a living, thriving system that supports growth year after year. You use less external input, reduce waste, and keep your gardening footprint climate positive. Why I choose fermentation every time? For me, the choice between composting and fermentation is simple. Composting is slow, smelly, and labor-intensive. Fermentation is fast, clean, and gives me better results. I no longer worry about piles attracting pests or waiting months for something usable. Instead, I can take the same grass clippings I once threw away and turn them into what I now call liquid gold in just a few weeks. Every batch feels like unlocking a hidden resource, one that was always there but overlooked. And the best part? The results speak for themselves in healthier plants, richer soil, and a more self-sustaining garden. Join the fermentation movement. If you've ever struggled with compost piles or wanted a faster, cleaner way to recycle your garden waste, fermentation is worth trying. It's simple, effective, and endlessly rewarding. Instead of fighting against the natural processes, you're working with them, and your garden will thank you with stronger growth and vibrant harvests. So, next time you mow your lawn, don't bag up those clippings. Turn them into something powerful, something alive, something your soil will thrive on. And if this guide has sparked your curiosity, don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Crops Haven and share this with fellow gardeners. Together, we can build healthier soil, grow better food, and discover the true potential of fermentation.